Hello everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name's Amanda and in today's video I have some brand new water decals to share with you all. So up on the website now available are the new Festive 2022 water decals. We have 8 new sheets and they are so fun, so festive and so very cute. I can't wait to share some designs with you guys, but first of all let's take a look at what we have. So first up, we have festive cats. Now, how cute are these? I am a huge animal lover, especially cats, and I thought these were adorable. Then next up, we have Christmas stockings. I really love these. They've got quite a cute look to them, but they do look very traditional as well. I think they'll look brilliant in a red and white set of nails. Now we have the black and white ornaments. Again, these have got a bit of a traditional vibe to them, but I love that they've got a mix of the ornaments as well as some little festive wintry leaves. And then here we have the pink festivities. I love a pink set of Christmas now, so I'm really glad that these were included. And then here we have the winter blue spring sheet. This little bird here was so cute. I knew I had to use that as soon as I see this one. And then I love the fact this has got a very wintry feel to it as well. Then we have the Nordic Christmas mix. I really quite like this vibe. I don't think I've ever done any nails with that style before, so I'm going to have a little think of a design to put together for that one. Then we have the patterned presents, which has a lot of classic present images on there. And then lastly, we have the green and red festivities, which is again a really traditional, cute, Christmassy mix. So on to today's video, we are going to do some designs using the new water decals. Now, if you are using any decals, usually you would do all of your prep, your base coat, and then come in with, I'd recommend 2 coats of a light gel polish shade, just because the water decals will pop a lot more over a lighter base. So on my first design, I'm going to do 2 coats of a baby boy, curing each coat for 30 seconds. Also, when I'm coming in and applying my gel polish coats, I'm keeping them fairly thin because we are going to come over the top with our water decals and then our top coat, and we don't want to end up with a too thick nail. Now on my first design, or on most designs, we're going to do a little bit of hand painting. So on the first one, I'm going to be using coconut. So I'm going to pop coconut down on my Kiki London palette. And then in this video, I wanted to try and include a couple of the new reflective glitter gel polishes. So here we have Snow Fairy. If you want to check out the swatch video for the reflective glitter range, I will leave that linked in the description box below, but it was the previous video up on the channel before this one. We go through and swatch all 6 of the new gel polishes in that collection. They are all absolutely amazing. You will see a couple of them in today's video. So for my hand painting, I'm going to be using predominantly my stripe liner brush in today's video. It is my go-to brush for any kind of hand painted nail art, as I just find it really easy to work with. So on this first design, we're going to be using the winter blue spring water decals because I really wanted to include that really cute little wintry bird. So I wanted to go for a bit of a winter scene. So I'm coming in first of all and applying down basically some snow on the bottom of the nail using a coconut. I flash cured that for 10 seconds, and then over the top of this, I'm going to dot on the Snow Fairy reflective glitter just to give it that glistening snow vibe. I really liked how this turned out. Further along in this design, I will line over the top of the snow with the Snow Fairy as well, and it just gave off an extra bit of sparkle. Then at the top of the design, I'm coming in around the edge, just painting on like a little cuticle cuff, and then I'm going to come down and create some little wriggly lines to be like snow falling or icicles. And then I'm kind of flash curing as I go. So I flash cured the first layer of coconut, and then I added in my little Snow Fairy dots. Then I flash cure the icicles, and then I'll come in with some more of those Snow Fairy dots. Whenever I'm doing any kind of hand painting, I take advantage of the 10-second cure on the Kiki London Deluxe lamp. 10 seconds just flash cures and freezes your gel polish in place. So it's great when you are hand painting because it stops any smudges or you messing up any parts of the design when you are working on the next part. Then once I have finished all of my hand painted nail art, I will pop it in for a full 30-second cure just to make sure all that gel polish has fully cured. So this is where I actually decided that I wanted to come in and just add on a line over that coconut just to get a little bit more sparkle in the set, because I really love how these reflective gel polishes work for nail art. Of course, when you're doing a full color nail, you get a lot more of that reflective effect, but I love the hint of it in hand painted nail art design, so I wanted to add in a little bit more. So now that I have finally finished all the hand painted nail art on this design and cured that, we're going to jump on to applying the water decals. So here I have the little cute wintry bird. I'm not 100% sure what bird this would be. If you do know, you're welcome to tell me in the comments below, but I thought it looked really, really pretty. So I'm going to cut out the water decal as close to the image as possible. So you want to get rid of as much of that white part of the water decal sheet as possible. Then I'm going to place it face down onto a jelly stamper. I'm going to take my Kiki London Round nail art brush and some room temperature water, and I'm just going to dampen the back of that water decal. This is just dampening the backing paper that the water decals sit on. Once that is soaked in for a few seconds, the backing paper will slide off easily, leaving your image on the stamper. You're then able to line that up and press it down. And as you can see, it transfers super easily. I definitely prefer the stamper method of applying water decals over the traditional method by soaking them in water and using tweezers, especially with working with gel polish. Now that we've got our creases rubbed out using the Kiki London Silicone Tool, I'm then going to come in and top coat. Now when it comes to top coating and sealing in the water decals, my preferred top coat is the Kiki London No Wipe Rubber Top Coat. Due to the fact that it's a rubber top coat, it does have a little bit of a thicker consistency, and I find it just seals everything in nicely, especially when you're putting things like water decals and foils down on the nail. It can leave you with a bit of an uneven surface, and the rubber top coat just smooths all of that out and then leaves you with a super smooth high shine finish. And this is the finished result of our first design. I thought it looked super cute and very perfect for the winter season. Moving on to the next design, I have already done 2 coats of vintage white, and then we're going to come in on this now and use another one of the reflective gel polishes. This time I've gone for black Galaxy. On this set of nails, or sorry, on this design, I want to use the pink Festivities water decal sheet. So I thought I would go for a black and pink design, and I'm basically going to draw on like a ribbon. So I'm just going to come straight down with black Galaxy vertically down the nail and then horizontally across the nail, just to create kind of a Christmas present look. I really thought these looked cute, but let me know what you think in the comments below. So when it comes to hand painting with the reflective glitter gel polishes, they are jam-packed with sparkles, so you only need a little bit. A little bit does go a long way, but I do like to really work it through the bristles of my brush, and as you can see, it has amazing coverage. So you will find, or I found anyway, that I didn't need to do 2 coats for my hand painting. All of the hand painted nail art I've done in this video with the reflective gel polishes are just done with 1 coat. Then I'm going to take my stripe liner brush and come across the nail, and as you can see, it's just created a really simple cross on the nail. So I'm going to pop that in to cure for 30 seconds, and then as I mentioned, we're going to be using the pink Festivities water decals, and I'm going to be using the little bow for in the center of the nail just to make it look like that ribbon has been tied off. And then I'm also going to use some of these, I'm not 100% what they are, they look like little baubles or like little pink berries. I'm going to use some of them on some of the sections of that now just to make it look like patterned wrapping paper. I thought this was a really simple yet effective design to do. So applying my water decal exactly the same as before, I'm just going to apply it diagonally right in the center of that design. And I was going to leave it like this, but I thought it looked a little bit too simple. So we're going to come in and add those little pink berries on now as well. I'm going to apply 2 of these onto my stamper at the same time because I find this just speeds up the process. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to moisten the back of both of those, but I'll only peel off the backing paper on one of them, place that one down first, and then come in and place the second one down. And I really loved how these pink water decals looked with the black Galaxy gel polish. So I was having a little bit of a struggle of where to place this because I wanted it to look, like I said, wrapping paper. So I placed this one down, and then off camera I did decide to do exactly the same and add a third one in down in the other corner, just so it looked like it was flowing across the nail, because at this point it just looked a little bit uneven. Now here, what I'm doing is these water decals are overhanging off the edge of the nail a little bit. So I'm taking my angled nail art brush, I've dipped it into a little bit of acetone, and I'm using that to just melt away that excess water decal. And then you can see there, I just added in that third water decal, and we're then ready to come in and apply our top coat. On this now, I then decided I wanted to add in a little crystal in the center of that bow, just to add a little something extra. So I'm going to apply my no wipe rubber top coat, same as before. And then I'm going to leave that uncured because we're going to set our crystals down into the uncured top coat. So I have my Kiki London crystals here, and I've also got my Kiki London dotting and gem tool. So on the dotting and gem tool, you have a waxy end on one end, which is perfect for picking up your crystals. I'm just going to pick up a little pink one, and then I like to use the dotting tool end just to move that into place. And then once you are happy with how that's placed, you're going to pop that straight in for your 60-second cure. That's going to cure your top coat and then set the crystal in place. And it just added a little something extra to the design. I thought it looked really girly and Christmassy. On to the third design, again, we've already got our 2 coats of gel polish down. On this one, I've gone for 2 coats of coconut. And then we're going to be using our Christmas stocking water decals here. But before coming in with those, we're going to come in with a little bit of winter berry. Again, this is another one from the Reflective Glitter collection. So I'm going to pop a generous amount of that down onto my palette. Again, really working my stripe liner brush through that gel polish just so it fully loads up my brush, but really gets into the bristles. So the gel polish is not just sitting on the outer bristles of your brush. Then what I'm going to do on this now is kind of just create a cuticle cuff, but quite a wide cuticle cuff. So as you can see, I'm just kind of like creating a cuticle line because the cuticles on these nail tips are quite square. So I want to create a more rounded effect. But if I was doing this on myself or a client, I would follow the shape of the natural cuticle line. Then we're just going to colour that in. I wanted this to be quite bold, so I didn't do it as thin as what I normally would do a cuticle cuff. But as you can see, the stripe liner brush is amazing for getting those nice crisp edges. You can really let the brush do the work for you. I like to apply a decent amount of pressure so that the brush fans out. And then you've got a lot more control over the product and you can create nice crisp lines. Then I'm going to do pretty much exactly the same down on the tip end of the nail. So it's kind of just framing that center part of the nail. Again, once I've got my line or the shape that I'm happy with, I'm going to come in and fill that in. You can switch to using the bottle brush here if you wanted to, but because I'd applied a fair amount of gel polish to my palette, I thought I would just use what was on my palette. And then I'm just taking my time to get this as symmetrical and as neat as possible. If you're not happy with it, you can clean it up with a little bit of alcohol before curing. And then once that's cured, I have cut out my 2 decals. Now, originally I cut out a stocking and a little mitten, but I ended up only using the stocking because I placed it down in the center of the nail and I kind of didn't want to overload the design by adding in 2. So I just added in my stocking, but because I haven't added any water to the little mitten, I can just pop that away and use it another day. And how cute does that look? I really loved how it was a really simple design by framing the center with the Winterberry reflective glitter gel polish, but it really worked pretty with the water decal and just added something extra to the nail design. So we're once there again, then going to come in and seal that all in with the no wipe rubber top coat. And again, the curing for 60 seconds. The Kiki London No Wipe Rubber Top Coat does require a 60-second cure if you're using an LED lamp. If you're using a UV lamp, I would recommend curing for 2 minutes. On to the third design, and on this one I'm going to be coming in with one of the Kiki London rubber coloured bases. So if you're new to the rubbered colour bases, they are basically a rubber base coat that is coloured. So they are exactly what it says on the tin. This one is a really soft peachy pink shade and is absolutely beautiful to work with. Now, the rubber coloured bases, they offer all of the amazing benefits that the clear rubber base coat does. So they're great for clients with weak or brittle nails, or if you're wanting a little bit of extra strength to the nails. But because they are coloured, you can also use them for their colour as well. So you could pop down just 1 coat to use it as a regular base coat and then come in with your colour coat, or you can pop down 2 coats like I have here to have a colour down on your nail. So for example, on this nail, we're going to be doing a pink pink and white French design. So I now don't need to come in with a colour. I can just use that base coat colour. We're then going to come in and create the French tip design. So for this, I'm using my Kiki London French brush and that same coconut gel polish that we used on the first design. Now, when it comes to using my French brush, I like to load up the French brush with a generous amount of gel polish, kind of like the same amount that you would use on your bottle brush if you were doing one coat of gel polish. And then I like to basically just line it up on the nail, keep it flat against the nail, and then just pull down. So exactly like I'm doing here, I'm lining up in the center of the nail and then pulling down, and then I'll flip the brush over and do exactly the same on the other side. It does work a little bit easier on more short to medium length nails compared to on these longer display tips. On the longer display tips, what I tend to then come in and do is take my stripe liner brush and just pull the sides down a little bit more, just so you can get that nice deep C curve to your smile line. And then here I'm just fixing up any areas that look a little bit uneven. And then we're going to pop that in to cure for 30 seconds. And we have our pink and white base ready for our water decals. On to the water decals, we're going to be using the green and red festivities sheet. So I've cut out these two here that I felt as though they would work really well together. And then I'm going to pop one down to begin with on my stamper, so placing it face down. Then taking my round brush, I'm going to really scrub in some room temperature water. You don't want to use too cold water or too hot water, as I find it kind of affects how quickly the backing paper will slide off. So I usually just go for room temperature water. And then you can see the backing paper slides off the back of that decal sheet nice and easily. And then because we've cut out the water decals images as close to the image as possible, we don't have lots of that clear excess around the edge of the image. And the less of that clear excess image you have, the less of that clear you have around your image, the lot easier it goes on. So it goes on a lot smoother, and then you can just come over with your silicone tool and smooth out any creases if you have them. I find that if I cut my water decals out as close to the image as possible, they lay a lot flatter on the nail, so I tend to get very minimal creases, especially with the Kiki London water decals, as they are nice and thin. Then, of course, we've come in and sealed those water decals in with our top coat, and this is what the finished design looked like. I thought this one looked super traditional. You've got a traditional pink and white French design and those really traditional looking water decals. I loved how this one turned out. I definitely would wear a full set of French with those water decals. On to the next design, I have already done a base of a tea rose, and then I've cut out the 4 blue presents from this patterned presents water decal sheet. That was a little bit of a mouthful. Patterned presents seems a little bit of a tongue twister. So on this now, I'm going to just do a bit of an ombre design with the water decals. I'm just going to have the water decals kind of going down and fading down the nail. So again, if I'm applying more than one water decal onto the nail, I try for speed to apply 2 on my stamper at a time, just because it speeds up the process. And as long as you don't remove that backing paper from the second water decal sheet, you're easily able to apply 2 down at the same time without the previous one sticking to the nail. So I just make sure that if I am applying 2, I don't apply them too close together on my stamper, and I leave the sheet on that second one, and then I'll peel it off now when I'm ready to place that one down. Now, the great thing about using the stamper method is it works really well with the tacky inhibition layer that's left behind from applying your gel polish. So when you've applied and cured your second coat of gel polish, it does leave that tacky inhibition layer behind. And when you are applying your water decals, they really grab onto that and stick down in place. And then again, once you are happy with your water decals, you need to come in and seal them. You can, of course, seal them with any of the Kiki London top coats. If I don't use my no white rubber top coat, I tend to go for the matte top coat because I do love a matte nail design. But on to the last design, and I have to say this was my absolute favorite one because I thought it was the cutest out of all of them. I've started off with my 2 coats of coconut, and then we're going to take the Festive Cat water water decal sheet. If you're going to buy any of the water decal sheets, I highly recommend this one. I love it. It is so cute. And of course, we're going to apply it exactly the same way as all of the others. Now, Kiki London do have quite a huge selection of water decals now up on the site. They have some amazing ones from last Christmas as well as some brilliant ones for summer, Valentine's Day. I think they have all of the seasons covered, in all honesty. So if you are new to water decals, I definitely would recommend checking them out on the website next time you are buying your gel polishes. They are super beginner friendly and very easy to apply, as you can see from the video. If you do have any struggles, or if there is anything you would like any help with, do pop me a comment below, and I'm always happy to try and include it in a video and help you in any way I can. Of course, once we've got down our water decal, I wanted to add a little bit more of hand painted nail art using those new reflective glitter gel polishes. So on this one, we're going to start off with Winter Berry, and we're going to just create a nice curve on the top and the bottom of the nail on either side. Whenever I'm doing any kind of nail art with decals, I do kind of like to frame the decal. So a lot of the time I'll find myself popping the water decal somewhere kind of like in the center of the nail and then doing nail art around that. I kind of just really like how that looks. So once we've got the Winter Berry down, I'm then going to come in with Drama Green. These two colours work absolutely beautifully together. They just complement each other perfect, and of course they work brilliant for the festive season. Because my little cat water decal had green and red in them, I felt as though they tied in really cute with him as well. So again, taking my striped liner brush, I'm just going to follow the curve that we've created with the Winter Berry and do pretty much exactly the same with the Drama Green, just thickening it up a little bit because I do want the colour to pop. And then once I am happy with that, we're going to pop that in to cure for 30 seconds, and we're then ready to come in and top coat our final design. So I've created 6 designs. We did have 8 water decal sheets, but I didn't want the video to be too long, and I did want to try and create a design using those 2. So that probably will be coming up on the channel very soon. I'd like to get a builder gel set of nails up on my own nails using one of them maybe as well. So let me know if you'd like to see that in the comments below. I have left some clips with both the flash on and the flash off, same for pictures, so you can see the reflective effect with the gel polishes. So do let me know what you thought of this set in the comments below. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, I would absolutely love it if you could give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do hit that subscription button, and then I shall see you all again in next week's video. As always, do check the description box for any information and recommended videos. And once again, thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye bye.